Hey guys, in today's tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how to crochet these cute little heart plushies. The face is optional, you don't have to add a face, but without further ado, let's get into it. Let's go over materials really quickly. You will need a super bulky yarn of your choice. I'll be using Parfait Chunky, some scissors, a 5mm crochet hook, a stitch marker, a sewing needle, some safety eyes, and some stuffing. Okay, to start off our heart, what we're gonna do is make a magic ring. And after you've done your magic ring, you can go ahead and place 6 single crochet inside the magic ring. After you've done your 6 single crochet, you can go ahead and tighten up your ring. And now we're gonna move on to round 2. Okay, now in round 2, what we're gonna do is go into that first single crochet we made of the round and place a single crochet inside that stitch. And now at this point, if you're using a stitch marker, go ahead and grab your stitch marker and we're gonna mark that stitch we just made. Like so. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back inside that exact same stitch with another single crochet for an increase. Okay, now what we're gonna do is increase all the way around. So let's go ahead and go into that next stitch with 2 single crochets for an increase. That's 1, 2. Now just repeat on the remaining stitches. Okay, now if you count your stitches, you should have a total of 12 stitches going around. Now we're gonna move on to round 3. Okay, now in round 3, what we're gonna do is place 1 single crochet going all the way around. So I'm gonna remove my stitch marker here and I'm gonna go into the next stitch with a single crochet. Then I'm gonna insert my stitch marker in that stitch we just made. And now we're just gonna go into the next stitch with a single crochet and then repeat with the remaining stitches. So again, just 1 single crochet in each stitch. I'm doing my last single crochet here of the round. And after completing round 3, you should still have a total of 12 stitches going around. You can go ahead and remove your stitch marker at this point and cut your yarn, leaving kind of a long tail for sewing. This tail will be used to close the hole that forms when we join the two arches. You guys will see what I'm talking about in a second. Now just go ahead and make your other arch, since we need two to form the heart, and we can get into joining them. Okay, now we are going to join these two arches. Make sure that you leave your working yarn on the second arch. You do not cut it. And we're going to get into joining these two arches. So this is where we left off at. We have our yarn tail sticking out of that stitch, and then we have the stitch right after. What we're going to do is we're going to take our hook and we're going to single crochet and that stitch right after the stitch with the yarn tail sticking out. So go ahead and yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over again and pull through for a single crochet. And now at this point, this is the first stitch of round 4. So let's go ahead and mark this stitch with our stitch marker, and let's continue round 4. Now what we're gonna do is continue to single crochet around this arch and then join on the other side and continue to single crochet on the other arch. So let's go ahead and single crochet in the remaining 11 stitches, and I'm gonna show you guys how to join the arches on the other side and continue making your single crochet. Okay, I'm about to make my last single crochet here. You can tell this is the last one because we have this yarn tail poking out. So this will be the last single crochet of this arch. And now what we're gonna do is go into the next stitch that's available on the next arch. You should see it right there. And we're just gonna insert our hook inside there and continue single crocheting. Now you'll notice there's a hole forming, but that's okay. We're gonna sew that later. Now we're just gonna continue single crocheting until we get to our stitch marker. I'm gonna go ahead and do my last single crochet of the round here. And at the end of round 4, you should have a total of 24 stitches going around. So if you count your stitches, make sure you have 24. Okay, before we move on to round 5, we're gonna go ahead and sew this hole closed. So go ahead and grab your sewing needle. And now what we're gonna do is take one of these tails. It doesn't really matter which tail you take, but I like to use the tail that's connected to the first arch we made. And just go ahead and take that tail and put it through the needle. And now where the hole is, we're just gonna go on both sides and sew it up like so. Just go through as many times as you'd like until you feel it's fully closed. And then you can go ahead and just tuck this tail back in and we'll work on round 5. Okay, now that the hole is closed and the tail is tucked, let's go ahead and move on to round 5. Okay, now what we'll be doing in round 5 is just continue to place one single crochet all the way around. So let's go ahead and remove the stitch marker and go inside that stitch with a single crochet. And after you place your single crochet, you can go ahead and place your stitch marker in that stitch, and that'll be the first stitch of round 5. And now we're just going to continue to place single crochets in the remaining 23 stitches. So just go on each stitch with 1 single crochet all the way around. Okay, I'm gonna do my last single crochet of round 5 here, and you should still have a total of 24 stitches going around at the end of round 5. And now we're gonna go ahead and move on to round 6. Okay, now in round 6, what we're gonna do is make a single crochet into the next 6 stitches, and then we're gonna use the next 2 stitches to decrease. So let's go ahead and remove our stitch marker here and place our first single crochet of round 6. And after you make your single crochet, just go ahead and mark it. And we're going to make 1 single crochet into the following 5 stitches. So just go into the next stitch with a single crochet and just repeat that 4 more times. Okay, now that we've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 single crochet, we're going to decrease into these 2 stitches right here. So I like to do the invisible decrease, and how you do an invisible decrease is you go into that front loop of the stitch, not the whole stitch like that, but just the front loop, like so. And then you're gonna go into the front loop of the following stitch. And then you are going to yarn over and pull through both of those front loops. And then you're going to yarn over again and pull through both of the loops on your hook, and you just completed an invisible decrease. Now what we're going to do is repeat this 2 more times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, decrease. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, decrease. I completed my second set of 6 single crochet, and now I'm going to decrease again. And now we're just going to repeat this pattern 1 more time. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, decrease. Okay, I'm about to do my last decrease here, and that'll be the end of round 6. And at the end of round 6, you should have a total of 21 stitches going around. Okay, now moving on to round 7, what we're gonna do is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then decrease. into the following 2 stitches. So let's go ahead and place 1 single crochet into the next 5 stitches. I'm gonna do my first single crochet of the round, and then I'm gonna place my stitch marker inside that stitch. And now you just want to single crochet into the following 4 stitches to complete our set of 5. And once you've done your 5 single crochet, we're going to go ahead and use the following 2 stitches to decrease. After you've done your decrease, we're going to go ahead and repeat this pattern 2 more times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, decrease, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, decrease. I'm working on my last decrease here. And at the end of round 7, you should have a total of 18 stitches going around. Now that is the end of round 7. We're going to move on to placing the eyes. Okay, now when placing the eyes, you just want to switch the piece to whatever side you feel looks better. I like this side better, so I'm going to go ahead and place the eyes on this side. And now what you want to do is count 5 rounds down, and in between that 5th and 6th round is where you're going to place your eyes. I'm going to go ahead and place my first eye here. And then after you've placed your first eye, you just want to count 3 to 4 stitches to the other side and place your other eye. After you place them, just secure them, and we're going to move on to round 8. Okay, moving on to round 8, what we're going to do is 1, 2, 3, 4, and then decrease. So let's go ahead and place the first stitch of the round. And after you place that first stitch, you can go ahead and add your stitch marker back in. And now we're going to single crochet into the following 3 stitches to complete our set of 4. Now using the next 2 stitches, we're going to decrease. And after you decrease, we're just going to go ahead and repeat this pattern 2 more times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, decrease, 1, 2, 3, 4, decrease. I'm going to do my last decrease here. And at the end of round 8, you should have a total of 15 stitches going around. Let's move on to round 9. Now in round 9, what we're going to do is 1, 2, 3, decrease. So let's go ahead and place our first single crochet of the round here. And after you do your single crochet, go ahead and mark it. And now you're just going to place a single crochet into the following 2 stitches to complete your set of 3. And now we're going to decrease using these 2 stitches here. And after you complete your decrease, we're just going to go ahead and repeat this pattern 2 more times. So 1, 2, 3, decrease, 1, 2, 3, decrease. I'm going to do my last decrease here, and after round 9, you should have a total of 12 stitches going around. Now at this point, you just want to go ahead and start stuffing your heart. Now moving on to round 10, what we're going to do is 1, 2, decrease. So let's go ahead and remove our stitch marker so we can place our first stitch of the round. After you make your first stitch, just go ahead and place your stitch marker back in. And now just make 1 more single crochet into the following stitch. And now we are going to decrease. And after you finish your decrease, you're just going to go ahead and repeat this pattern 2 more times. So 1, 2, decrease, 1, 2, decrease. I'm going to go ahead and do my last decrease here. And at the end of round 10, you should have a total of 9 stitches going around. Okay, moving on to round 11, what we're going to do is single crochet and then decrease. Single crochet, decrease, single crochet, decrease. So let's go ahead and remove our stitch marker and place our single crochet. And after you've made your single crochet, just go ahead and mark that stitch. And now we're going to decrease using the next 2 stitches. And after you've done your decrease, you're just going to repeat this pattern 2 more times. So single crochet, decrease, single crochet, decrease. I'm going to do my last decrease here, and at the end of round 11, you should have a total of 6 stitches going around. Now at this point, you can just go ahead and cut your yarn, leaving kind of a long tail for closing up the piece. But before we close up the piece, we're going to go ahead and stuff it a bit more. After we finish stuffing the piece, we're going to go ahead and close the hole at the bottom now. So grab your sewing needle and put your yarn through. And now what we're going to do is just go through each of the front loops of the remaining stitches as I'm showing you here. You just want to go through those front loops and pull through. And after you went through all the front loops, you can just go ahead and tug on your yarn and it should close up the piece nicely. I'll just go ahead and hide this yarn tail throughout the piece like so, and then just cut off the excess. Okay, now all that's left to do is add a cute little smile. You just want to take some black yarn or thread and place it on your needle and go through the back of the plushie and map out where you're going to put the smile. I'm going to do it like 2 rows below the eyes, so around here. And then once you found your spot, go ahead and pull through. And then I'm going to count 2 stitches over, and I'm going to insert my needle in this stitch over here and come out in the middle between those 2 stitches on the lower row, like so. And once you've done that, just go ahead and pull through and you should start to see the smile forming. And now I'm just gonna go back into that stitch, going over the yarn so it catches it. I'm just gonna tighten it a bit, going over the yarn, just gonna go back to that stitch and come back out through the back and pull tight. And a little smile will form. Once you're happy with the smile, you can just go ahead and cut those tails in the back and then tuck them in. And that is the completed heart plushie. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please like and subscribe to enjoy more tutorials like this one. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.